Hi guys, hope you're doing good. In this video, we are going to learn about slice in Go programming language. People from other programming language, this is something new for you because you would have not learned slice in any other programming language. Now the slice is almost similar to arrays in Go programming language. Now when I say almost similar, there should be some difference. Now what is the difference between slice and array in Go programming language? When I say array, array is of fixed size. I will be giving a size of it and it will be fixed. I cannot change it, I cannot extend or I cannot modify it. Fixed is fixed. But when I say slice, it helps you to create a dynamically sized array. It means that I can vary my size as per my requirement. I can keep on adding it, right? So my size can be extended whenever it is required. That is the reason why slice is called as dynamically sized array. Now, if at all you have not watched array, please go and watch array. I've given the link in the description. You can go and watch it, okay, so that you can understand the slice clearly. Let me give the important things that is required for any Go programming language, that is package main, import fmt, and function main. But let me create an array first to make you understand how this works. Let me create an array of size 5 and let me initialize some values to it. And then you know how to slice the array, right? Slicing is different from slice, okay? Don't confuse slicing and slice. Now I'm going to do a slicing of an array. Let me do a slicing starting from 1 to 4. So here it means that this is 0th index, this is first index. So I'm going to start from first index, end before the 4th index, that is 1, 2 and 3, right? So I'm going to start from the first index, end before the 4th index, 1, 2 and 3. So the data that will be here sliced is 2, 3 and 4. Now I can store it inside another variable, right? When I store this SLC, what I've given here, this becomes a slice. This becomes slice, which is of size 3, okay? Now let me try to print and show you how it works. I'll say fmt.println. Let me print the array and the slice as well, both together, okay? I'm printing the array and as well as the slice data, okay? Let me run this code for you. I'll say go run followed by the file name. Now you can see the contents inside my array is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the content inside my slice is 2, 3 and 4 because I'm slicing my data from the array and then storing it inside a slice, right? Since I'm not sure about what is the size of it, we call it a slice because there is no fixed size for it. Based on the input that I'm giving, the slice is going to allocate memory. Now I can also find the length of it. How will I find the length of it? Let me show you how to do it. I'll say println and then I'll say len. To find the length of the array, I'll be using a function called as len, and I can also find the length of my slice as well. I'll say println and I'll say len of SLC. So that's my slice. Let me run it again for you. So you can see the content inside my array is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the length of the array is 5. The elements present inside my slice is 2, 3, 4. That is the size of the slice is 3. Apart from that, I have one more function to find the capacity of my slice, right? For array, I can find only the length, but whereas when I say slice, I can also find the capacity. Counting from the first element, right? So I'm going to the number of elements in the underlying array counting from the first element in the slice. What is the first element in the slice? 2. So when I start counting from 2, what is the entire data? 4. So the capacity of the slice as for this example is 4. Let me clear the screen for you. Let me run it again. You can see the entire size of the array is 5 and it has 5 elements, and the size of or the length of the slice is 3 because it has 3 elements, and the capacity is 4 because I have from 2 till the end of the underlying array it is 4 elements. So let me change it to 10 and let me give you like this: 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Let me have 10 elements, right? I have 10 elements in my array and I have sliced only 3 elements. Let me slice 4 elements. Let me slice 4 elements. Now the capacity of my slice will be 9. I'll tell you why. So we can see the capacity is 9 and the length is 4. Yes, the length is perfect, 4. How come the capacity is 9? Because what is the starting element of my slice? The starting element of my slice is 2. Where it is starting from? From 2 till the end of the underlying array. That is from here to here it is 10. Now if I change it to 2, from 2 I am going to take from 2, that is the second index. This is 0, 1. I'll leave out from this, right? And I'm going to take from 2, 3, 4. So these three values, 3, 4 and 5, these three values are at index 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, correct? These values are at index 2, 3 and 4. Like, let me give us different value because people get confused. Let me give some other value, because when I say number, people are getting confused with the index and the values there, right? So when I say index position, I'm starting from the second index. This is 0th index, first index, and this is second index. Second index, third index, fourth index. The values are 30, 40 and 50, right? So the length of the slice will be 3 because my values are from 30, 40 and 50, only 3 values. And what would be the capacity? Capacity would be the number of elements starting from the 30 in the underlying array. How many elements are there? 3, 6 and 8. The capacity would be 8. Let us run this code. I'll do it again for you. Let me clear the screen first. For run this, this is your entire array elements, and this is the size of your array, and this is the size of your slice. This is the length, sorry, this is the element of your slice, and the length of the slice is 3. The capacity is 8 because starting from 30, what would be the size till the end in my underlying array? That is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This is how the capacity is mentioned for my slice. If at all I have sliced a part of value from my array and stored it in a slice. Okay, let me give a different example. I'll tell you how to create a slice. I'll say SLC and I'll say empty and int. Let me print this and show you. This is also called as nil slice, empty slice or nil slice. Let me save this and run it for you. You can see it is an empty or a nil slice. Now what would be the capacity and size of this? Let me say println the length of my slice and the capacity. Let's find the length and capacity. Let me save this and run it for you. So the length and capacity is 0 because there is nothing, right? I have not sliced it from anywhere. It is a fresh slice and the capacity is empty. Now I can also initialize some value to my slice. Okay, I'll tell you how to initialize value to my slice. To initialize values to my slice directly, I can just let me remove this. I'll say SLC with a short assignment operator. I'll say int and I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me save this and run this code for you. You can see the content of my slice is 1, 2, 3, 4. The length and capacity is same because there is no change in that because it doesn't take the value from any array, right? I'm directly initializing the value to my slice. Let me tell you one more way to create a slice. So to create a slice, I'll be using a function called as make. I'll be using a function called as make, and here I'll be giving 3 arguments. The first argument is the type of it. What is the type? It is an integer type slice. That is what I'm mentioning, type of it. Next would be the length of the slice. Let the length of the slice would be 4, and let me give the capacity as 10. Let me run this code for you again. So you can find, since the length is 4, you can just listen carefully. Since the length is 4, even though the capacity is 10, the length is 4. What is the, how many zeros are there? Only 4 zeros are there. Okay. Now if at all my length is 5, how many zeros would be there? It would be giving you 5 zeros because empty slice or an empty array also always would be having zeros, right? So the length is 5 and the capacity is 10. Now if at all I want to store any value to it, I can as usual use indexing as we use in our arrays, right? How will I give indexing? I'll say SLC of 0, let it be stored with 1, and say SLC of 1, let it be stored with, let it be 11 and 22, right? Let me save this code and run it again for you. Now you can see that 11 and 22 is filled and other things will be 0 because the length is 5. Since the length is 5, first two values are filled with values and other three will be filled with zeros. Okay, this is one way of storing a data, right? And if at all I want to add something extra, right? If I want to add something extra to a slice, I'll be using a function called as append function. I'll be using a function called as append. Let me give an example for that as well. Let me take this out sometime. It's not required for me now. Let me create a empty slice. So now here the length and size, everything would be 0. Right? This is an empty slice. Nothing is there. Length and capacity, everything is 0. Now if I want to add my value to it, I'll be using a function called as append, where I'm going to append from SLC. And what is the value that I'm let me append 11. Okay. When I do this, I have to store it somewhere because my append function by default returns the appended values. So let me say store it here. Sorry. Right. So append function appends the value 11 to my slice and return it back to the same slice. Let me save it and run it for you again. You can see the value is only one value, that is 11. It is getting appended to my slice, right? I can append more than one value as well, right? Let me append 4 values. I've appended 4 values now, like 11, 22, 33, 44. I can also append one single value. I can append more than one value as well, right? So let me run this code again for you. You can see the values are 11, 22, 33 and 44. The capacity and the size are 4 each, right? Okay, hope you got it. Fine. So let me tell you how to access these elements with the help of for loop, right? I've stored some value. So instead of printing it as it is, let me tell you how to print it with the help of a for loop, right? I'll say for and then I'll say I comma val. Now I will be storing the index and val will be storing the value that is taken from my slice. Okay guys, if at all you have not watched my video on loop, I've given the link in the description. Please go and watch loop as well because that is really required to understand what is this, right? So when I say range of slice, so it will be what going through from the starting to the end, and the first will take the index position. This I will be storing 0, 1, 2 like that, and val will be storing the value which is taken from the slice. Let me print and show you. I'll say fmt.println. Let me print I and val as well. Let me print both and tell you how it works. Let me run this code for you. You have stored 11, 22, 33 and 44 with the help of append function to my slice, and I've iterated through the for loop. And when I say range of SLC, it will be iterating through the slice, taking each and every value, and I will be storing the index that is 0 and val will be storing the value 11. So it iterates through the loop and then takes the value. Okay, right. Now when I feel that this index is not required for me, I'm not going to use it. Can I ignore this? I may not print it, but when I do this, it will throw an error. The bigger problem in Go programming language is that if at all you declared any variable, that must be used. If I feel that I is not required for me, it's nowhere used in my program, what I can do is that if I want any variable that is not used in my program, I can replace that with the help of underscore. So when I replace it with the help of underscore, the index values will be stored in underscore. Any variable that is an underscore, that is not required to use it. Like if at all I don't want to use any variable and that is required in that position, right? That positional variable is required. I can go and just give an underscore. That will solve your problem. Okay, so let me save this code and run it again for you. So you can see only the values will be printed because I have not printed the index. You with me guys? Fine guys, that's it for this video on Slice. If you have any doubts or queries, please comment in the comment section. I'll definitely get back to you. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.